Welcome to Coochie Conversations, where we give you the real on all things women's health, spirituality, and motherhood. Empowering women to have sovereignty over themselves, we shine light on the disparities that women face daily as divine feminine beings. So steep your favorite tea, roll up your favorite smoke blend, and tune into this week's episode of Coochie Conversations. Peace, y'all. This your girl, Bianca Pittman, aka your Coochie Shiro, giving you a fresh Coochie Conversations episode. Today, I have some lovely guests in the building. It's a party today. We always have Joanne. We always have Joanne in the building. She always has a seat with us. We have Lillian and we have Nahj. Hey, girls.
Hi, ma'am. Hey. What's going on? Hey, ladies.
Hey, goddesses. Hey, babies. The babies are here.
Yes, we have Seven.
Here. My nephew Seven is here.
We have baby Wisdom. What is she like? 48 hours old?
She's a week old today.
Oh,
well, as of 8:35 tonight, she'll be a full week old. But,
all right.
And we have
don't want to get into
specifics. Still brewing.
Yes, next month. Sag baby loading.
Yes,
loading. You have your hands full.
Yes.
Although she's giving me Scorpio hints, and I'm over here like, girl, please.
Maybe 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after.
I said, girl.
So today is a very, very special topic near and dear to all of our hearts.
Yes.
The discussion today is called Black Girl Code.
What is Black Girl Code?
When
is Black Girl Code used? Is Black Girl Code a everyday thing in our lives, or is it something we just pull out our back pocket when it's necessary?
I feel like Black Girl Code in these times should be something that is an everyday thought and consideration.
Mm-hmm.
We can no longer operate, especially as Black women, in a space of envy, in a space looking at another woman that looks like us, that's brown like us, and say, what you looking at? We cannot operate in that space because we're so underprotected and so minimized in society that if we do not stand together, we are all we have. Mm-hmm. If we do not stand together, who knows? You know what I'm saying? It leaves too much room for chaos, and right now is when we need it the most. We have so many things going on with politics. We have so many things going on with this podcast culture that is a little bit detrimental when it speaks on Black women, and where I won't go on a date, and why won't you go to a man's house on the first date? And that just puts us in a space of divisiveness. And we need to band together and say, no, this is my sister, whether I know her or not. She, our plight is similar. We need to stand together.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you 1,000%. I know that we're living in a very hot political climate where things and constructs, laws and bylaws are being established not only to divide us, but to disparage us as a community. And yes. I'm just very excited that the trend of Black Girl Code is catching on. It's so unfortunate that now more than ever we have to be a little more vocal. I feel like for a long time we've been moving in silence, like whispering, like how much you're getting paid, and then ask for this, you know what I mean, or like just fortifying each other in the workspace, or with the wage gap disparities, with the healthcare disparities, with knowledge. We've always been gatekeeping against ourselves, and I think that it's been to our detriment, and it's been so profound that we have no choice but to be vocal about it now. At this point, we can't shut up. And the louder we are, the more that we can shake the room, because we are really calling out the constructs by lifting each other up.
Correct.
Yes. In a world where Sexy Red exists, I feel like Black Girl Code is it has to be implemented at all times, at all costs, because our lives are at stake. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Our peace is at stake. Our edges are at stake.
Right now.
Absolutely.
Seriously, absolutely. And nobody's standing for us.
Nope.
Ain't nobody standing out here trying to protect Black women.
If we don't unify with each other, then this is why nobody takes us serious.
Period on that.
Yes. And do you feel like, so for example, I saw something last night. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. Bianca knows how I feel about the ratchet shit. I just love it. Ooh, it just, I just hands on your knees. Like, we gonna get her coochie kid. We're gonna
I
get
do
her
stand for
coochie kid.
ratchetivity. Yes.
Yes, we are, however, gonna get her coochie kid. So, I love it because it's a dynamic that just shows that, like, at the end of the day, we can still express ourselves.
Mhm.
Okay, we still can express ourselves, and then there's a classier side, and then we have the ratchet. There's balance, because I just want to just mention that we're all so dynamic in our being.
Right.
So, people probably wouldn't see me doing no crazy shit like that, but yes, I love it. Now, Summer Walker and Krishan. Oh, girl, I'm exhausted. I don't watch ratchet TV per se. I see little clips here and there. But do you feel like Summer went against girl code? It's like, Krishan, you get on the television every day, or you get on whatever platform, and you openly embarrass yourself. You know what I'm saying? You openly fight, cuss, act belligerent and outrageous, and then you have the nerve and audacity to, well, maybe not. Maybe she really does feel like Summer should have been somebody of better influence to not kind of like, make fun of her caricature that she presents in the media. Where at the same time, Summer Walker's like, girl, take a joke.
I think that, embarrassed is a strong word, because I feel like we are participating in a generation of women who are being vocal by any means necessary. And Krishan's modality is the internet. Krishan's modality is iOS. She does an iOS press release 3-4 times a day. The baby is warm. In that bear thing, and I gave birth when I was 21 years old, and the internet was on. And I remember specifically writing up a status post on Facebook, and it was saying something to the effects of, like, you can keep this and that and the third. I'm gonna focus on my house. Something like that. Like, as for me and my house, we serve the Lord. And a girl from high school who I love dearly, we still cool to this day, she chewed me up in my messages. She was like, do not post nothing like that. Like, you've always been cheery, you've always been jolly, you've always put your best foot forward. Like, we rooted for you throughout the whole 4 years. Like, you have been an example for MAGA, whether they know it or not. Like, you always held your head high. Do not be one of those baby mamas. And it wasn't because of her. I'm not gonna give her a crown on her head. She's not Whitney Houston. But I remember that it echoes in my mind, like when I do, slander, the second party, or when I do what I do enjoy a little baby mama joke here and there. I'm unmarried, I'm unwed, I'm not wedded to my daughter's father. And there's a lot to be said about that dynamic that could be educational, but because I know that it's such a distasteful situation, I don't speak on it. And there's a lot to be learned. I'm 36 years old. I have a 15-year-old. I have a lot to share about, co-parenting wisdom and, putting things first and prioritizing the wellness. I have a lot to share, but I know that if it's not in the right context, it won't be delivered well. And I think that Krishan should have that consideration because she's so young, and I was younger than Krishan when I had my baby, but I also had the Lord. I was heavily devout into ministry, into my personal and emotional development. So I had a lot more to lose per se. And with her money and with her fame, it's kind of like there's no repercussions. She can do what she wants and she can say what she wants because it's all clout. So with her, I just pray for discernment in what to share and how much to share, because you can really make us look bad and you put yourself as a spectacle for the world to critique you.
Judge, and then judge everybody based off, the culture based off of your circumstance and how you portray it.
Yeah. Like
majority of white people don't have any Black counterparts. They just know us based off what they see on TV or they don't have any Black people in their circle to really,
or they have the Black corporate version of us.
Exactly. So or the Black people that really don't identify with being Black too much.
So since Summer broke Black girl code, what are some examples of Black girl code that you guys uphold or you guys exemplify on a daily or regular?
Just considering that no matter where you are, don't ever say it will never be me. Do not ever. Let me tell you something. Long story short, anybody who knows me, I was so judgmental when I tell you that I'm going to get married before I have children. God laughed in my face. big ha. I'm gonna be with a man who's this, and this. God was up there rolling. Just ha.
Okay.
And okay. And I was so judgmental that the experience that I've had throughout this pregnancy is so humbling that, you know, I'm in therapy and I tell my therapist, it infuriates me because almost everything that I thought I had control over is things that now I'm learning you don't have control over shit. Like, you know, and I'm like, wow, like I feel like a statistic. I feel this way. I feel that way. And I would always say, oh, that could never be me. Baby girl, yes, it can.
Right.
So when another
There's
woman,
no exemption. Yeah.
when another woman is looking at you or you're looking at another woman, just it's in the back of your mind to have a little bit of grace and compassion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's one thing that someone could be beating themselves up for ending up a statistic, and another thing for you to use it as a way to empower them, to uplift them and say, you are going to overcome this.
Yeah.
Like my tribe has, like you guys have, that this is not your whole entire identity and being. Whereas some women are, you know, like you said, the word embarrassment is strong, but who knows? Who knows? She may be looking at herself like, damn, yo, like I want different, but this is what's getting my money in my account and me being able to feed my child. Right. So it's like, never say it could never be me, because there's only but so much control that we have. It doesn't matter how smart you are, how, you know, talented, how beautiful. It's like certain things will humble you in life. Right. So that's a big part of girl code too, is like you have to almost put yourself in that woman's shoes and say, you know what, if it was me, I wouldn't want somebody to drag me for filth. Right. I would want somebody to have compassion
and grace,
passion and grace, and say that's still my sister and I want her to win.
Right. To me, Black Girl Code is it like I would say, to sum it up, is empowerment and encouragement. For me, Black Girl Code is support. You know, holding up the elbow sometimes. You know, I do that professionally for a living. And although I am compensated financially, I'm compensated way more richly in the spirit, because I get to see the fruition of God's grace for me in the form of solidarity for my sister. And I learned that because I come from a household of sisters. I have I have two older sisters, one younger sister, and I was raised by a mom who is very, very strong-willed. And it taught me to unconditionally love women, and it became a protocol in my core being. And it looks like seeing a woman across the street, come on, beads, like, you know, it looks like being in the supermarket. Right.
Come on, edges, yeah.
Right, like curls popping, you know, it looks it looks a lot like you go girl, you glow girl, you grow girl, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
And that feels good. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think
so
I've
good.
ever felt that good from a man complimenting me as another Black woman yelling out some random shit. Like, yeah, you better work them heels.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels even better doing it because you feel like you're setting an example on, like, this is what we should be doing right now. You know, this is where our heads are at right now. So sis, even if you were down, because let's just face it, when you're walking down the street, you see another Black woman, you do get that feeling inside, like, oh, is she gonna be stank? Is she gonna give me a look? Is she gonna smile? Let me prepare myself. You know, like, you don't know what kind of energy you're gonna be getting from that woman coming down the street. So if you sit there and you take the initiative to smile, like, that will set the tone.
Yeah.
It's crazy because you know, they talk a lot of shit about when you're from like the East Coast or you're from New York, that we're really like mean and stuck up, or like you can't really have conversation with us. But living in California, I find that the women here aren't as, they don't give as many compliments and stuff. They don't really abide to the Black girl code as much as we do on the East Coast. And I remember Imani Hood Healer saying the same thing, like, because you know she's from LA, but she's been spending a lot of time in Harlem. She's been in New York a lot, and she was commenting on how, you know, they're very free with complimenting each other's, you know, outfits and things, you know, and living on the East Coast, well, living here, they're very superficial in how they dress and stuff. They don't really have style. We come from a place of having style. So like you walk down 25th or you in Harlem or whatever, you're get complimented. Where out here, you might just get looked at like up and down.
Yeah. Comparison is the thief of joy. My friend posted
Amen.
that was her quote. That's the journal prompt of the day. Like, and it's like, as women, we can't even afford to compare each other anymore. We just have to understand that we are all on the same plane. We are women species, and once we start mattering to each other, it'll vibrate across the plane.
I just feel like it's a comparison because I'm from the East Coast and I live on the West Coast, and just you know what I mean. It's just totally different. The girls are, like I said, they're very superficial. They you know,
self-conscious.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah,
you know, their faces beat to go to the grocery store.
Right.
You know, they're spending 2 hours on their makeup in the morning, and then they're very presumptuous. So it's like, what kind of car do you drive? Are you an influencer? How many followers you have? Like, it's very much that. Whereas on the East Coast, we're more down to earth and just more, I guess, accepting. Like,
I think we grew into that. I think over the years that has changed in my sight, because when I was younger, I never saw, like, I saw the stank looks, I saw the ups and downs, but I think as time passed along, I think we did radiate that energy of like, we need to do better. Yeah. And what is the real reason I'm looking at this woman like this for?
Because I see something in her that I see in me. It's really mirror work. I always say this: sisterhood is shadow work. You're gonna cry me one day with my quote. The sisterhood is shadow work for real. Because when you look at somebody and you experience reproach or you experience all these negative emotions, it's really because you see those negative things in yourself, and it's a mirror of things. Why else would you not celebrate a woman that's walking on this earth and conquering things that we know that she's up against?
Right. That we can identify, we can relate to.
Yeah.
I know women here on this earth who roam this earth and don't like me because they didn't have the initiative or the bravery to do the things that I have done. When I just operate in osmosis. Like, I believe in operating in osmosis. Like, if I move a certain way and you're around me, I believe that my movements and my actions, my vibe is going to influence you to do what you need to do or do whatever you want to do in your life. So when people give that jealousy, that I just love you from a distance and I'm going to pray from you from a distance, because you don't mean not to be on some Jesus type thing, but you don't know what you're doing. Like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know you're cursing yourself by being envious by somebody else. You don't know that you're hindering yourself by wishing that you should have done this. Let that motivate you. Let that drive you.
Right. My goal is to aspire to inspire, you know, like we should all be inspired by each other in some way, shape, or form.
And I think it's time that women, like, we've been kicked around and bruised and beaten as a culture and a society, but I have to give credit to my mom for raising me with such thick skin. You know, she gave me the real raw, really, really hard criticism in the house. So if I hear it in anybody else's voice, I'm like, my mama done told me better. You know what I mean?
And you know what's crazy, Joanne? To piggyback off of what you're saying, she used to actually say, better it coming from me in the house than somebody outside.
Yes. I'm think of a few months ago, my mom, I forgot what I was saying I was gonna go do. And I'm 36, okay? I'm grown. And she's like, you worry about that. You need to change your linen more often. Heart check. Heart check. Heart check. You out here with a Balmain purse. You out here with your trophies. You out here with your things. You don't change your linen as often as you think you do, girl. And I was like, girl, check
yourself before you wreck yourself. Yes.
Outside pumping in these streets.
If our breath was hot, she'll tell us. Yes. Better me than you talking to somebody in the street. And they start talking about you all over town.
Code. Look, and then Bianca said the other day, adjusting your crown It's only adjusting mind, because you out here, don't be out here misportraying us, you know.
Yeah.
And that's
Right, like
what it is.
they don't want to show you the amount of women who were helping each other with wardrobe malfunctions at the Beyonce tour.
I'm saying, like, Black Girl Code is making sure your tag, girl, your tag is still on your clothes, or girl,
Yeah,
in the back, like, you know, it's you.
this
We be
girl
like,
ponytail done fell off. Somebody in the audience fixed it for her in the
Right.
Black girl
crowd.
code.
see,
You got something on your face. Wipe your
so
face
your
right here.
eyelashes lipped in. Let me like go fix that.
Right. Get her clothes. Tug your wig. Like, let me see. Fix the lace. You know? That's
That's love. That's love that some
That's
people have
love.
never known.
I feel like if, and in a short, the definition of Black girl codes is an outward expression of our love for each other. No, it's not exclusive.
It's bringing an extra, bringing an extra pad and tampon because my homegirl, I'm not on my period, but my homegirl might need it.
Right. And pads are expensive. So if a Black girl gives you a pad, God bless.
Girl. Especially like this is natural.
Right. These are natural pads.
There's no chemicals in here, baby.
Because we are right now remember we always talk about war on women.
Yeah, it's happening right now. Look at the venture capitalist firm is at attack right now by the judicial system. They're like, oh wow, you're only giving grants and funding and seeding only Black women on business.
Black-owned businesses.
Right, but I think it's very boastful of the U.S. government to highlight that we are feeling a disparity that they created for us. So it's like
exactly, we're the least funded group of women, and then how dare somebody want to help us and fund us?
That's because we're the fastest growing rate of billionaires, so they want to police us.
Oh, they hate it.
Yeah, they want to scale our growth, but God forbid we fund ourselves and fortify ourselves from the inside out, right? We can't be galvanized. Ooh,
right.
I mean, that's why they put integration into play to begin with, because they knew that we were better, working.
There is a page that I follow, and I don't remember the exact name, but it talks about a woman who spoke out against a cosmetic company, and it's called her tagline is like targeted peoples, targeted black people. It's like if you speak out against something, you're followed. They have randoms trying to figure out what you're doing, where you're going to be at. She's been gassed in hotel room, chemically attacked, and she speaks on it. And I know a lot of people probably look at it and say, she being dramatic, oh, she lying, or whatever the case may be, but she has never stopped speaking. She said the attacks have kept coming. She's received letters. She's received threats. I believe her. It's believing. I believe you.
I feel like
in a world right now where we're annoyed with Jada Pinkett Smith for finally speaking her truth and finally stepping up to say whatever she wants to say after holding Will down for so many years. She just came out with Red Table Talk and was able to really get some clarity, like get her own footing in this world. And now everybody's sick and tired of her. Everybody's ganging up on her. And it's how can we do that? How can we turn her back on one of our own like that?
Like before I found out that Will was dragging her and running her through the streets for a minute, but it's just that he didn't have as much success with it. Yeah. So I didn't know that until it was pointed out to me. I was like, girl, please, Jada, I'm tired of you just embarrassing the man. Like,
feminine rage has to stem from somewhere. Like,
I just think that the response to Jada's book, the response to Krishan, the response to Sexy Red, the response to Joanne in the mirror when she says her things. I just feel like it's and the response to that list of where a Black woman doesn't want to go on her first date and all these hypothetical scenarios that people put on the internet. It really is. It just exposes the vitriol the society has for Black women. Like why can't women have standards? Why can't women control their own narrative? And why can't women be on the forefront of how they want to appear to society? And Black girls is affecting how we represent ourselves.
And why does society like to blanket statement us?
Yeah.
You can take it from Olivia Pope to Sexy Red. We can do it on any day, at any given time, for any one or few individuals. So for someone to say, because at the end of the day, that list, a lot of Black women in the comments was like, I don't give a damn about this list. I'm going these places. This is nonsense. I agree. one thing about me, I love me some Cheesecake Factory. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna know what to order. Feed me.
Pumpernickel
That's
bread.
fine.
What is that?
You know.
I was like,
However,
you're in a Shein
we
outfit,
took-
but you want cheesecake. So the fuck what?
yeah, but you know what? At
We're
the end of
all
the day,
different. We all have different standards.
different standards. How do I know that this woman doesn't make, a certain amount of money where she's like, okay, maybe I want to eat somewhere different or I want to eat somewhere better. Okay, her approach and maybe her delivery wasn't the greatest. But what came out of that scenario for me, even though a majority of women agreed with the sentiment that, oh my God, like this is so like shallow to like make this list or whatever, the Black men who went in on women still, this man wrote me like 14 paragraphs in one comment. Yeah. And I had to tell him, the way that you are writing this paragraph, I didn't read it, but I said to him respectfully, and this is what I mean this with sincerity, because I love me a debate online, but I said to him respectfully, this is material that you should be journaling. And I want you to take a journal and really let out a lot of these emotions you have, because it's strong. And I know that there is some issues that you have with women and in traumatizing situations where you have been made to feel unworthy. I said this to him. Mm-hmm. I know somebody has made you feel unworthy, but I'm here to tell you that
it's not our problem.
I think it was his mama.
No, I told him that. I said, it sounds like a lot of mommy issues. Because the fact that you're looking at all these women agreeing that this is not, like we don't all think like this. Mm-hmm. And you're still going in about high value and this just goes to show me you don't even think of yourself as high value if you're complaining about a meal. But you'll go and buy out the bar for your homeboys. It's giving I want a man. So it's just like, talk to a therapist about that. But you coming under a comment under a random stranger's like comment and going so hard
with vitriol, like with anger, like
and people love trolling these days. Mm-hmm. People literally log on just to troll and log back out to live their regular lives.
Yes, and it's always a block page, a private page with a cartoon character as the
or a bot.
So I'm like, you need to talk to a therapist, and I mean this with all sincerity. Get some help, heal, because you're still.
Get information.
Still, it's like such anger, and we're agreeing with you, and then such anger and venom still coming out when we're actually agreeing with what you're saying is a mental health issue.
For sure.
The men who came out with the list of places that are women that they wouldn't take out on dates is just another example of why. Let's stick together. And then, you have women who we call pick-me's. And it's just like, come on, guys. And maybe that's even a derogatory term.
It is.
But yeah, it's like, but what makes you so forward to jump to the side of a man who's degrading another woman because of his own traumas? What makes you feel like that? What makes you think like that?
Yeah. For me, my final thought on Girl Code is shout out to the mothers that we had before us, because they were taking and accepting the mediocrity of men of our past. They weren't even making this much money. So the fact that we are in a season where women are out earning and outliving men, may we honor each other, may we support each other, may we hold each other up, because we are breaking new ground. And it's not to be forgotten that men are vital in our society, but women need that refortification in this new plane and in this new time.
Mm-hmm. I think every month is Women's Month.
Absolutely.
Like every day is Women's Day, especially in our community.
My last words on the matter is to say that, again, I still stand on this. Be yourself, love yourself, because through it all, you will inspire someone. You will inspire someone through your actions, whether it comes through negativity. That's why you keep yourself covered. You wear your evil eye. You do your prayers, because when you stub your toe, that's somebody throwing something nasty your way. When you drop your food, that's somebody throwing something nasty your way. So always stay covered while you're walking in your queendom, because at the end of the day, you will inspire someone at the end of the day, and you won't get that credit for it. They might not say it to your face. You might not even have a one-on-one with that person, but you are inspiring people. The girls are watching. The girls are watching.
The girls are tuned in.
Our daughters are watching.
Yeah.
And our
Yes,
sons
ma'am.
coming up are watching.
Yeah. My mantra for the week is very simple. It's something that I live and breathe every day. I am my sister's keeper. And that's something that my mom taught me very, very young. I'm the second born of my household in my family. And although I'm the second born, I always felt much the oldest because I was always empathic and I was very much in tune with my emotions. And even though she makes fun of me for my emotions, she knows that she can trust me because I'm always gonna, go by how I feel. So I will say to sisters, please be your sister's keeper.
I would say my mantra is be the woman who fixes another woman's crown without telling the world it was crooked.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love all of that.
Lift up other women and each other without letting the world know that we help them in whatever it was they needed help with.
Absolutely.
My mantra would be that if you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love anybody else? Thank you, RuPaul.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been so enlightening. I love you, sisters.
Love you guys.
Love you, ladies. This has been great. Thank you for holding space for me.